Good afternoon. Uh, Welcome to the lesson. Today we are a bit late, but I want us to have just a small discussion before we call it a day. And I want us to introduce something. This paper is known as a signal spark paper. A signal spark paper, the latest prediction from the signal people, the signal publishers. I want us to go through this work very keenly so that we can assist our learners as we prepare to sit for the naked papers very soon. Maybe in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we'll be having a naked paper that is coming nationally, so we must prepare well in advance. Allow me to guide you under map reading. We have the part 2 area. And before map reading, boys and girls listening to me, I always say that the work under map reading, it is something that we should not be missing. Because we have been given a map, and the learner is required to go through the map very keenly and answer the questions. So please don't miss any mark from question number 1 to question number 7. We can even predict what we expect in an exam. We can even predict sequential questions and even the answers in the paper. So I wish you well as we prepare for these exams. So let us go through this paper. We have a part 2 area. This is part 2 area. In fact, if you can see, the map is very simple. We have a river flowing from the northeastern side to the southwestern side. We have the fish in the Lake Patu. We have the lower courts, the PO, the CC, the PS. We have the Septown. We have the flour milling. We have the wheat. We have what you call the coffee the other side. You can see even tea here. There's a sawmilling here. There's an store. There's a school here. There's a market. We have the Maram Road and the Tamarket Road and the Maram Road. We have 2 schools. You can see them. Then if we can go, you can see the kind of population settlement. And for this one is sparse. You can be dotted, is scattered or sparsely. We can go through the key very keenly. We have the Tamarket Road, the Maram Road, the planted, the forest, the river bridge, build-up areas, the settlement of the people, the fish areas, the post office. We have the county commissioner. We have the school. We have the sawmilling, the police station, the hospital. The services in the map. We have the post office is used for, we have the post office, it is here in the town here. We have the post office for communication, for sending and receiving letters. We have the county commissioner's office. So we can say the part 2 area is a county, since you have the county commissioner, the person is in charge of security in the county level. But remember, the county level is under the county governor, but the senior most administrator is the county commissioner. I want us to go through the question very fast. Also, we can see that the northern part of the climate is cool and wet. You can see tea there. We have the other side. We have the marketing as an economic activity. Marketing. We have sawmilling. We have farming. We have fishing. So you can see all these are economic activities in the region. We have also lumbering, because there is a sawmilling somewhere there. We have letter H. The H, you can see it. This is an hostel. So the services offered, we have a transport of, first of all, there is roads on the Maram Road and Tamarket Road. We have the education services, we have the health services, we have the security services, we have what you call the communication services because of the PO. The law courts offering justice in the region. The land in the part area generally slopes from a high area to a low land. And how will you know that it is a high area? We follow the course of the river and how the river is flowing. The river is flowing from the northeastern side to the southwestern side. So this land about area rises from the southwest to northeast. The land slopes from the northeast to southwest. Please don't confuse the two questions. The land rises from the southwest to northeast, and the land slopes from northeast to southwest. So the question was, the land in the part 2 area generally slopes from, it is northeast to southwest. Which one of the following communities is transported along the Maram Road? We said that we have the Maram Road, you can see the sawmilling there, and it connects to the forest. So the tree logs for lumbering, good. The location of the flour milling. The flour milling is nearest to the raw materials. You can see the raw materials here. There is what you call wheat. Wheat is now also a raw material for this flour milling industry, which is a service industry, of course. So the location of the flour milling was mainly influenced by the nearness to raw materials. Tea is grown in northeastern side part of the tea is grown where the climate is cool and wet. The tea does well where we have the high altitude, enough rain for more than 1500 millimeters per year, high humidity. The tea does well where the climate is cool and wet conditions. So you can see the northeastern side we have the tea, we have also the coffee, the northern side. The climate here, as we said earlier, the climate is cool, the cool and wet climate. Which one of the following is not an economic activity carried out in the area? Sawmilling, we saw the sawmilling. You can have the sawmilling here, you can see it. Yeah, the sawmilling is here. The next answer is trading. I think we have a market somewhere here. The market is here, good. Then we have mining, fishing. You can see fishing in Lake Ipato. Mining, we don't have mining in the region. So we have mining. The main form of transport, it is road. In fact, no air transport, no water transport, it is road transport. Next question here. Which one of the following is an administrate in Pato area? It is a county commissioner. The county commissioner. In fact, boys and girls, the county commissioner is the senior most administrator in the county level. And the county commissioner is in charge of security, the person who organizes security in the county level. The question number next talks about the mythical theory of human evolution. This question was not such well said, because the mythical theory is something different and the human evolution theory, it is something different. So the mythical theory explains on how human beings came. An example, we have creation stories are passed from stories. The creation theories are passed from stories. This is a mythical theory. Human beings were created from soil. Evolution theory. From soil, no, we have the creation theory. The human being have gone through physical changes, where this is a evolution theory. Human beings were created by a supreme being. We have the mythical theory that explains on how human beings were created by God. So the question was not such how God said, but we can answer it. The mythical theory, these are stories that gives us on how different communities, how they believe on how human being evolved. Then we have a human evolution theory, which was done by Charles Darwin, and the discoveries that were done by Louis Leakey, the fourth tenant. They explain on how human beings evolved from the ape-like creature to the Homo sapiens, of course. And we are likely to have this question under evolution theory, especially the Stone Age period, where we had the Homo habilis, Homo erectus, and Homo erectus is likely to be tested in an exam. So boys and girls, please have that challenge and do something. The role of the board of management in the school is to, the work of the management of the school committee is to implement the school projects. The school projects, they are the ones that are being, is the role done by the school management committee. Employing of the teachers, this is the work done by the TSC. Preparing for the school routine, the work done by the deputy teacher. Providing the school funds, this is the work done by the government. So implementing of the school projects and coming with the new projects, there is a work done by the school board of management, which is being chaired by the chairperson. Remember, the chairperson of the BOM is a parent, and the teacher or the head teacher is the secretary to the school board of management or the school committee. And the same thing from the school, the head teacher is the chief school accountant, in charge of all finances in the school, the work done by the head teacher, and also the chief administrator in the school. Which one of the following features, no, 3 of the following features an agricultural human settlement, which one does not? In fact, from the original, the former, before it was changed, before it was altered with, 3 of the following features an agricultural human settlement, which one is not? In fact, fertile soil, the major one. Fertile soils, plains, we have some members like pastoral farming. They like occupying plains where they can do their economic activities. You have things like the cocoa growing, the close of the dust well where we have the plains. We have freshwater lakes, of course, and the steep slopy areas. The steep slopy areas does not attract what we call human settlement, because the steep areas, there's a lot of challenges in terms of transport. We can even erecting the electricity poles, but good in terms of communication because it's a high area. And we experience a lot of running water in case it rains, so the steep slopes are not good for human settlement. And now the question was altered with which one of the following best in culture human settlement? Now we have the fertile soils after the alteration of the question. In essence, boulders are areas that these are areas that were reclaimed from the sea to grow crops. Receive low rainfall, no, they were reclaimed from the sea to grow crops. Remember Netherlands and Kenya in terms of cultural farming. As we speak at the moment, in fact, Kenya, we are coming in terms of cultural farming. We can say at the moment, the horticultural farming is now becoming the major foreign exchange earner in the country. The outbreak of the Mamo in Kenya led to formation of Kenya African Association, the Kenya African Association, now arrest of some African nationalists like the Kcpe, of course, banning of political parties and political activities. This was there. The answer B and the C. In 1952, when the state of emergency was declared, the African leaders, the Kcpe, the Chenganeko, Kunkarumba, Bilali Kagia, we have Jomo Kenyatta, Chenganeko, there are 6 of them. When they were arrested, all political parties and all political activities were banned in our country by the colonial governor. So the answer B and the C, very, very correct, of course. The sort of emergency of 1952. Which one of the following factors undermine national unity? We have tribalism. Patriotism, tolerance, democracy, the 3 answers does not. In fact, they promote. But now the issue of tribalism undermines what you call peace in a society. This is a fold mountain, and we're likely to have these questions. The fold mountains in an exam. A fold mountain, an example of these fold mountains are the Atlas Mountains in the northern part of Africa, the Drakensberg and the Cape Ranges of the southern part of Africa. The Mount Rwenzori, Mount Usambara, and the Nikil Alps, those are the block mountains. These forces are known as, you can see here on my screen, the forces are known as compressional forces. What has happened here is that the rocks have just bent, they never broke, they have bent. These are compressional forces compressing towards the central region of this mountain, and that's where it was bent. So an example of this mountain is the Atlas Mountain. Which of the following pair consists of the volcanic? The volcanic mountain, in fact, we have Kivu and the Tana. If you can go through this one, Natron is a fault, Kyoga down Wapping, we have Bilis Utange, Oxford. So Kivu, Tana, those are volcanic activities. They are formed through volcanic. Remember, these are the lava damped, and the word lava comes from the volcano eruption. Which one of the following statements about the population of Kenya is true? More than half of people are youth. Most people live in urban areas. The birth rate is very low. Population is evenly. No, more than half of the people are the youths. More than half of the people are the youths. This is very, very correct. Most people live in urban areas. No, this is in German. The birth rate is very low. It is very, very high in Kenya. Population is even. Population is unevenly. Not evenly, it is unevenly. So the correct answer here was the answer A. Which one of the following United Nations agencies has its headquarters in Rome? Rome deals with food. Food, World Food Organization, World Health Organization, this is International Monetary Fund, World Food Program, food, UNEP is found in Kenya. The Swana people of West Botswana are able to keep large herds of animals because they live in sparsely populated areas. A question from pastoral farming, boys and girls. Let us expect this question. It is coming, it is coming, it is coming, it is coming. The Fulani of Botswana, the Fulani of West Africa, the Swana of Botswana, and the Maasai of East Africa. Remember, the Fulani are the largest pastoral farming. They also keep horses. They occupy the Sahel region, a place that is termed to be dry. So the Fulani, the Swana, and the Maasai are likely to come. What do they do for pastoral farming? They occupy places of large tracts of land with low population growth. The main reason why the first Lancaster House was held in London, it was to discuss on how to divide Africa amongst. The funny thing with the European members, they planned on how to chew Africa. They planned on how to chew Africa. Africa became a dining table whereby the white men sit around the table trying to pass through Africa among themselves. So the main reason why the Berlin Conference was held of 1884-1885, led by Otto von Bismarck, was on how to discuss, on how to have what you call the new constitution. The first Lancaster House was for the constitution, and the Berlin Conference of 1884-1885 was for on how to parcel Africa among us. So the Lancaster House, the first Lancaster House, was to discuss on the new constitution of the Republic of Kenya. But the issue of Berlin Conference of 1884-1885 was to discuss on how to divide Africa amongst the European nations, which was led by Otto von Bismarck. The following are characteristics of a certain type of soil. It is found in central parts of Kenya, a highland. It is reddish. This is volcanic soil, in fact, to achieve pale. The approach of the rain season in pre-colonial period was marked by sprouting of new leaves on plants. Appearance of full moon. I've said many times, appearance of full moon. Full moon is a dry season. Appearance of locust, dry. Clear, cloudless. This is what you call dryness. But the issue of sprouting of new leaves and the issue of the new moon, smelling of the soil, behavior of some animals, this one goes with the rain season. The main reason for rural-urban migration is employment, farming for land. No, this is a rural, higher education. The main one is employment. The most effective method of conserving natural forest, it is education. Some members do destroy the forest because of lack of education, but when they are being educated to understand the importance of forestry, they cannot destroy the forest. The question number next, which one of the foreign political party associations in Kenya was formed before the outbreak of the Second World War? In fact, it was Kcpe Central Association of 1924. The KAU, it was 1945, the African Nation 1960, 1945, the Kcpe Central Association. Three of the foreign statements about the county governments is correct. Which one? Except they are headed by the county governors. Yes, they get funds from the national. The main benefit, the main income for the county government is the grants from the national government. And they have county executive, of course. Yes, the county government, boys and girls listening to me, they have two arms of government, executive under the governor, legislature or the county assembly, and the speaker of the county assembly. And the speaker is elected by the members of the house. So which one is not true? Members are appointed by the president, odd one out. Which one of the foreign tourist attraction features is found in Zimbabwe? Victoria Falls. Okavango is found in Zambia. Okavango is found in Botswana. Okavango in Botswana. Below are statements about a certain type of marriage conducted by a religious leader. A man can marry up to more than one wife. That is Islamic, a very straightforward question. And the last question here for today, this is type of the fishing method. This is pass seining. That's well where we have shallow waters, pass seining, shallow waters, long lining, deep waters where the sea is rough, trolling, best method, deep sea, large-scale farming. The roles of the council of elders among the Meru, settling of disputes, of course, yes, presiding of ceremonies, yes, allocating land for the clan members, yes, leading people to war. These were the warriors from the Meru members, I want us to have a break, then we are coming back to proceed. Thank you very much for listening to me, and may God bless you. Let us continue revising for the betterment of our learners, and let us guide them.